Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's Liquid Hotshot. We are playing Hoi for Millennium Dawn. In the last episode, or the first episode, we selected Poland. We didn't really have any ideas for the playthrough or any end goals. Not like, oh well, my aim is to conquer like Eastern Europe or become like the head of the EU. We didn't have anything like that, but that's for us to figure out as we go through. In between episodes, it's only been a couple minutes of runtime, if that. Russia has now occupied and owns Chechnya, so in about 14 years' time they'll invade Crimea, and then about 7 years after that they'll invade Ukraine. So nothing to worry about just yet. We have 2 civilian factories here. They're just like chugging along, minding their own business. I did import some precious metals from, I believe, Sweden in the first episode. Yeah. So we've got 6 of those free, and we are just producing the bare minimum for our guys because we do want to switch all of them over to the Piokotia. And then we want to just make those a 20 combat width, and Bob's your uncle, really. Just a base infantry with some artillery barrage in there as well. Offering access to military networks, sure. I have no clue what that actually means, by the way, guys. So just bear with me. Okay, so we have 41 billion in the treasury. We have 222 billion to repay. Just want to, if we take our treasury down to about 30 billion, interest rate's going to go down just a little bit, and we will just eventually start ticking up. So it's a good thing to pay that off. And plus, it's a button to click. We like pressing buttons on the map game. We're all monkeys that play this game. We're like, oh my gosh, it's a unit, it moves. Alright, so let's get these guys training. Here it is, down here. Training on the border. Ooh. So, chat, I don't have the, like, the medal system. I don't know what the DLC is called. If someone wants to drop that in the chat, feel free to do so. Or in the comments. Jesus. In the comments, let me know. But, yeah. Level 8 is seasoned. Crazy to think about. But yeah, we want to change all of those over here. So, let's first off, we'll keep these 3 because they're like their own special guys. And we have, what, predominantly just tank. These are all tank divisions. With SPAD, SPAA, and SPA as well. Okay, revitalize the government. The government feels revitalized. Let's have a look here. Stay on track gives us extra stability. Then we can reassure fair elections. Makes us more Western. Poland at home. Before the election campaigns, we shall increase our effort in securing majority of votes. Ah, so that's just like, okay, we go down this track, we have to do this, get 2 civs, but we lose 15 billion. And then we get some stability war support, and then we get extra stability for a year. Let's do that. Let's stay on track. Let's play like a almost historical sort of game. We do also have on, which I do remember, player-led peace conference is on in this series, and historical focus is turned off, so we may see some odd things happen. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, 42%. And I'm assuming like we become more popular by like enacting different laws and such. Artillery attack and defense. Is that... Does that affect brigades? Ah, okay. And then we have our defense companies. Stealth. Speed. Yeah, some of these are decent. Like for a flat like 6%. In some cases, like here, main battle tanks, extra armor and reliability. That's like Obram seems really good for that. So they're a hybrid of an export and consumption economy without the hassle of being economically dependent on other means of income. However, a semi-consumption economy still heavily relies on consumer spending as a percent of GDP, unlike a true mixed economy. Mixed economies are like they're even less reliant. Okay, so it basically means, right, we can trade more and we make 4% extra on export revenue. Is there a way we can see export revenue? Show me the money. Resource exports. We are making 15 million from petroleum and 7 million from technology materials or metals. So if we increase that by 6%, what's it going to be? So 10% would be what, like an extra... My mind's just gone blank. 10% would be 2.1 million extra, but it's 6. So you're looking at what, like an extra million? Like that's it. That's really seems very odd. Vladimir Putin forms a government. Okay. So for the time being, we're not going to take that guy. We are low manpower because we are on volunteer. But if we go partial draft, what happens there? We get extra XP. Good. We go from... We get a 0.7 recruit pop. We get... Ooh, that's disgusting. An attack and a defense debuff, but then we get like a buff for them being on core territory. But then it's quicker to train them. Oh, but the military cost gets halved. Do you know what? Let's go partial draft. And then let's get some of these focuses out of the way. Reassure fair elections. Make sure no one's getting none of that rigged. None of that rigged malarkey. We're talking proper good stuff and things. That's what we're all about, chat. Okay. Okay, yeah, I zoomed in, forgot these guys were training. That's cool. And I believe that's a different side to the Katushkas, I believe they're called, like the Russian rocket artillery in vanilla. So that's cool. We want to go down on corruption. realistically. Like, why? So, like, I'm trying to think of, like, a reason, right? Like, if you, maybe if you were going to, like, a change of path, right? And you were going either right wing or left wing, like, is that a reason to make yourself more corrupt? Like, so that it's easier to pass shit through? Because that would be a pretty cool thing. Pretty darn cool thing. Pan-Hellenic Socialist Movement has been re-elected, so that's what, like, Social Democrats with a Western outlook. They have 300 billion in debt, and they're losing 1.5 billion a week. Damn, dude, damn, Daniel. Ooh, spread influence. Left click to set or remove Slovakia as a nation to be auto-influenced. We lose political power, but then what? Once you're auto-influenced, you can use influence map mode to see who you currently influencing. What does it do? Does it just mean they like me more? Slovakia, ooh, changes influence by 3.87%. Ah, okay, so Slovakia have like just under half of their independence because they are being influenced by foreign powers like myself. We are obviously number one in that because we're genuinely like right next to them. Let's spread some influence then, increasing that. And then I believe there's also like a mechanic where, wait, excuse me? Why do you have nuke Slovakia and I don't? Like, what? Okay, anyway, moving on. So, when's the next October? So we've got a few months before we have to do that. Research grants give us. So then we invest money to make. Oh, I like this. This is so in depth. It's changed from like just a. Or the research tree different, or there's debt, or there's different men. Like it seems so different. Hey, we've been successful in influencing Slovakia. Aha! We now have like an extra, what was that, 3%? Yes, sir. Lovely, lovely. 3% extra influence. Attack influence from Germany. So what does this do? Nationalist support. Okay. Oh, and wait, is there a nuke path? There are the bomb, and you see. Ah, okay, so. Oh no, that's because it's an EU power thing. It's an EU policy all the way down there. Where's the other one? Oh, yeah. Nuclear missile submarines. Okay, yeah, no, let's get rid of that filter real quick. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, let's keep the game ticking. I don't want to be sat here for 20 minutes waffling in menus, but I mean, we all do it. So we can offer a military offer to allow them to. Oh, we want to establish. What do they want? They're just reluctant. We're making money. Money, huh? We're making political power. It's 0.2 per day. Let's improve relations with Slovakia. Try and get them in our sphere of influence. We're going old school, chat. Old school. Okay, so we're on small military spending. That's good. By the way, when you see me just do this all the time, my left hand is like always over the escape button. Like it's just like how I do things for like whatever reason. So yeah, that's that. Also, I hope you guys, I mean, we're 15 minutes into this episode now, but like, I hope you guys liked the first one. That dropped about like 3 or 4 hours ago. I had to go away to work for a few hours, and then I came back for a little staff meeting. So I wasn't able to record back to back like I said I was, but still recording on the same day, so it's a fat W. National focus. We want the civs because if we have a look here, hold on, wait, before we do, click the economic. So from income, we make 1.2 billion from civilian industries, which I'm assuming is just civ factories. Yeah, so from corporate income, it's including civs, mills, dockyards, and office sectors. We make the most amount of money from the office sectors, it looks like. And then population income, I believe, is just the tax rate. International investments is like, so if someone so if someone spent £1 billion to build a civ in my country, I could keep 94% of its earnings, but I would have to pay off that 1 billion back in 6% increments. Okay, yeah. So let's spend 15 billion with a B. You get me? Sorry, I just peeked the microphone for you guys there. My apologies. Yes, our weekly balance is still going up. Let's pay 15 billion, get some more civs, get these cooking on gas. That way we can just build the economy. Because we're in 2000. In like 8 years, the world economy is going to collapse. So we want to be prepared. I mean, 8 years in high thought is like forever. It's like most people don't even get to 1945 in the base game. That's 9 years. So most people quit by like 42, or like if you grew out of the game, you finished the game at like 1942. Like, but Millennium Dawn, I think, it's a slow burner. Okay, lovely. Still influencing Slovakia. Up to 20%. Sheesh. What does that mean? Ah. So with our influence, does it give them like... Does it make them like me more? I believe it might. Let's, if we want to establish one. Yeah, so like, from improving the relations, normally, that's going up, but the actual influence isn't having an effect. But does it have... Can it do anything for it? Holy! If it gets so high, I can just make them a puppet. Or take their resources. Or attempt to coup. Wow, okay, this game is pretty in-depth. Pretty in-depth, chat. 60,000 men. We are no longer recruiting. I should say, sorry, that's 60,000 people. because, you know, women can also volunteer in my army because they're absolute giga chads. So let's start off by just changing these 4 guys into you. Again, so many tanks, it's unbelievable. And then, just for now, I want everyone who is an infantry division in Lublin. Because, like, you're a different sort of fighting force. You can't really train with the tanks. They're like, they do their own thing, right? Like, that makes sense to me, at least. But yeah, these are still shitty 10-wits at the minute. They've got mess stats, honestly. Absolutely mess stats. Okay, so we spent 15 billion. We now have 2 extra. Civ Industries, let's do Poland our home. 5% stability put us up to 56, and then we get an extra 3% war support as well. So, like, all of that's just great. It just helps us monetarily. And now we're making almost 1/3 of a billion every single week. And that number is literally just going to go up. Oh. Private military companies, we can hire our own armies. Okay. EU tutorial. Let's have a look at this real quick. Do I have to wait for it to tick a day? No. Ooh, the ideological struggle. Oh, so this is, yeah, okay, so this is just investing stuff. Ooh. So, if we invest 13 billion, we have one of 6 options could happen. We could get a 22% chance we get 10 petroleum. 22% chance we get some aluminium, 22% chance we get some tungsten and steel, and then a 5% chance of rubber and what is that? Luxury metals. I am just so enamored by like all of these things. Research slot, research capability of our country is determined by 2 factors: total industry size, so GDP, and development level, so GDP per capita. Research slots from industry size, 1. So when our GDP becomes a trillion, 1,000 billion, we get an extra research slot, right? And that's why we've got 3. Right, I'm with you. I'm starting to understand. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, that unit, let me just zoom out so I don't like get absolutely murked by it. My eardrums and your eardrums. 2 and 3. And then is there something that's like a 1? Or if we had like a second. Engineer company would be great. What do you need? CC equipment and small arms, which we're already producing. They're basically going to be our 20-wit shovels. Let's save you. And then these guys are like, oh my gosh, we have no equipment. And then like, oh my gosh, no, we do. We do have equipment. This is great. And then they're going to love me. And be the best soldiers in the world. Or something. But it obviously does fuck up with, like, their experience. So, like, they just get out of freshman, and, like, now they're back at freshman. So, go figure, right? But they've got a decent defense, and that remember, chat, this defense number, these attack numbers are just gonna go up because they're still getting their equipment. They're only at 70% fighting strength, and then they're only at freshman as well. So like, they're gonna be an actual okay like frontline troop. And you know what? We're here for it. We are here for it. So the Americans stopped like as allowing them to have like a satellite or something. That's the thing. And population's a thing in this game, right? Like, is there a way for me to see like the entire populations? Ooh, but we are being more popular because it was 42% and now it's 45, or almost 46 actually. Cool, and it's just showing here like what sort of things can happen should you use like a different ideology. Because we're like a socialist coalition, I think we're gonna get some free emergency treatment if we can afford it. We're making what, 0.5 billion. We're going to spend an extra 700. Ooh, that might be close then. So health, that's going to go up to 1.9, which is going to send that to 6.4. So not yet. Can't go up to free emergency just yet. But if we pay off 5 billion debt, the interest rate is going to go down, and then that's just going to tick up more and more. But yeah, guys, if you've enjoyed the second episode here of our Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn playthrough, be sure to drop a like button down below. It's been an absolute pleasure being here for you guys today, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.